has taken 3 years for the group at Audi Sport to outline and build up the 2018 Audi RS5. 3 years of re-evaluating and re-engineering Audi's A5 car into an elite machine, one that Audi says draws motivation from the Audi 90 Quattro IMSA GTO race autos of the 1980s. Close to the finish of that procedure, RS5 models burned through 3 weeks lapping the Nurburgring's North Loop, recording 5,000 miles of in-your-face fast testing. Also, every mile on the Nordschleife levels with 9 miles in the city, says the RS5's item supervisor Anthony Garbis. The outcome is one of Audi's speediest and quickest 4-situate cars ever. Shockingly, Arizona's state police in their white Ford Explorers have little enthusiasm for us testing the RS5's 174 mph top speed or its 3.7 second 0 to 60 mph increasing speed. Under fresh blue skies, we're northbound in a Sonoma Green RS5, a selective shading, on Route 87 toward Payson, a sluggish enclave in the Tonto National Forest made acclaimed by creator Zane Grey in the 1920s. The totally open 4-path plunges, jumps and twists, however its 55 mph speed constraint is entirely upheld, and Arizona's young men dressed in blue equipped with moment radar have quite recently reviewed 2 and are gathering for inordinate speed. As indicated by the casualties, the officers composed the references while testing them about the RS5 specs. Pleasant. The A5 family now offers 8 models in 3 body styles, and it makes up 10% of Audi's deals in the United States. RS models, which likewise incorporate the RS3, RS7 and TTRS, are greatest execution vehicles that sit at the highest points of their model lines and fight BMW's items and the group at AMG for aficionado wants and dollars. The 2018 RS5 is pointed decisively at the BMW M4 and Mercedes C63 coupe. Like its opposition, the Audi RS5 has jettisoned common desire for turbocharging. Gone is the model's high-revving 4.2-liter V8, supplanted by an aluminum 2.9-liter, twin-turbo V6 it imparts to the Porsche Panamera 4S. Audi Sport has changed the motor for more noteworthy execution, bringing down its pressure proportion from 10.5 to 1 to 10 to 1, adding term to its camshafts, and including support, up to 21.6 pounds per square inch. The increases are truly on the torque side. In the Audi, the motor is evaluated at 444 strength at 5,700 revolutions per minute and 443 pounds-to-foot of torque at 1,900 revolutions per minute, while its appraised 440 horsepower at 5,650 revolutions per minute and 405 pounds-to-foot of torque at 1,750 revolutions per minute in the Porsche. More critical, the helped V6 creates significantly more torque than the old V8's 317 pounds-to-foot at 4,000 revolutions per minute, and it's 66 pounds lighter. The motor's bundling is likewise exceptional to the Audi, and incorporates stainless steel consumption tubing for enhanced stream and an oil cooler that is mounted parallel to the ground in front of the radiator to create 6.6 pounds of extra downforce. The RS5's 7-speed double-grasp transmission is additionally history, supplanted by a ZF-provided 8-speed programmed. This is a similar transmission utilized as a part of the RS7, and Audi did the switch in light of the fact that the double grip can just deal with up to 370 pounds-to-foot of torque. Controlling the temperature and toughness of the unit's torque converter, which is 10 pounds lighter and special to the RS models, required the designers to dial down the motor speed permitted by the RS5's dispatch control from 4,000 revolutions per minute to 3,300 revolutions per minute. In any case, the extra torque of the V6 and the transmission's shorter proportions more than compensate for it, animating the RS5's 60 mph dash from 4.5 seconds to only 3.7, which Audi says is snappier than the opposition. The RS5 sits a fourth of an inch lower than the S5, and in spite of the fact that it utilizes the same arms, it uses more extensive brake center points and less wheel balance to enlarge its front track by 0.4 inches and its back track by 0.8 inches. Dynamic ride control is discretionary alongside a sport exhaust system for an extra $3,350. The discretionary suspension, which is additionally accessible on the RS7, utilizes steel springs and customizable dampers associated with each other corner-to-corner through pressure-driven lines and a focal valve. It builds the weight in the slantingly restricted dampers, right front and left back, to diminish move amid cornering. The oil stores, alongside the battery, are mounted in the storage compartment to upgrade the car's weight adjust. Audi Drive Select is standard, and the RS5 rides well in comfort mode. On Arizona's smooth streets the suspension dials up bigger effects neatly, however you can at present feel enough coarseness of the blacktop in the seat, directing haggle to know you're not driving a standard A5. The RS5 gets standard 19-inch wheels, which weigh 22.5 pounds apiece, and discretionary 20 inches that measure 27 pounds. Gambling a run-in with Arizona's finest, we pushed the RS5 well past as far as possible over and over. The 8-speed is brisk with a couple of downshifts, and the turbo V6 pulls hard to its 6,700 revolutions per minute redline, where the transmission clicks off a perfect and fresh apparatus change. Nail the throttle at 70 miles per hour and the Audi's increasing speed pushes you into its firm, all-around reinforced RS Sport seat and holds you there. The transmission grabs fifth apparatus at 94 miles per hour, and the push proceeds basically continuous. Hold your foot down and the car is well north of the century, steady and loose, before the following apparatus change. Without the Dynamic Plus package, Audi limits the RS5's best speed to 155 miles per hour, more than anybody needs, obviously. We additionally investigated the Audi's dealing with on a couple of tight and twisty side streets. Despite the fact that it's heavier than the BMW M4, the 3,990-pound RS5 conceals its weight well with brisk reaction and noteworthy levels of grasp. It gets a kick out of the chance to be hurled from corner to corner and puts the shutdown so pleasantly that you don't need to be sensitive with the throttle. The standard power dissemination of its all-wheel drive framework is 40% to the front tires, yet it can send as much as 70% to the front and up to 85% to the back. In corners, the framework's Quattro Sport rear differential, which is a totally mechanical unit, can likewise send all accessible back torque to either race wheel, and in dynamic mode it exchanges more torque to the external back wheel to enable the auto to turn. Audi additionally enables you to stop the car's strength control, but on the other hand there's a sport setting with more forceful tire slip limits. These frameworks all work as promoted, settling your slip-ups without ruining your fun or cleaning speed pointlessly. Utilize the oar shifters and the transmission matches revs superbly. What's more, its brakes are huge. The RS5 gets 14.8-inch front cross-penetrated rotors with 6-cylinder calipers and dark or red with the RS logo. Those are greater front rotors than you'll discover on a Porsche 911 Targa 4 GTS. Bigger carbon clay front brakes are accessible, and autos with the choice get a tire temperature readout on the instrument board. The new Audi RS5 goes deal this month at $69,900, and finishing out around $90,000 with each accessible alternative. In the same class as the new RS5 coupe is, and it is unbelievably great, that is a stupendous or two in excess of a BMW M4 or a Mercedes C63, both of which are race-wheel drive, and you can even now get a M4 with a manual transmission. We don't know whether a convertible is in progress, yet after the drive, which we figured out how to finish without a run-in with the law, we asked Garbis about the likelihood of a RS5 Sportback. A RS5 Sportback would be a pleasant expansion to the A5 family. He answered with a smile. I'd drive one.